Hello, welcome to MS Warriors Speak, Volume 2. My name is Paul Lima, and I have MS, or multiple sclerosis. I have a disease I can barely pronounce. If you're interested in seeing Volume 1 of MS Warriors Speak, go to paullima.com/MS, and it's the first link on the website. There's also various videos of me talking about me and my MS. But today we're going to hear from 10 or so MS warriors talking about their MS, the impact it has on them, what they're doing to try to combat it. There is no cure for MS. With MS, the body attacks the myelin on the central nervous system, on your brain, your spinal cord, and sometimes on the optic nerve. It depletes myelin in various places, causing strange, bizarre, hurtful symptoms. MS is known as the snowflake disease. It's different for everybody who has it. Now, when you think snowflake, you might think, oh, that's a nice, gentle little bit of frozen ice falling from the sky. But for many people with MS, it's more like a freaking blizzard. We are snowed under. There are three main types of MS: relapsing remitting, or RRMS, secondary progressive, or SPMS, and primary progressive, or PPMS. You're not defined by a specific type of MS. There seems to be a transition over time from RR to SP. Not everybody moves into primary. Some people are diagnosed with primary initially. They skip the RRMS and SPMS. People with MS, some can walk like me with a cane. Some are in scooters, some are in wheelchairs, and some are bedridden. It's different for everybody. When people have it initially, sometimes symptoms come and symptoms go, and they feel fine. I've had MS for 22 years. The first 15 years, I worked pretty steadily. I was a freelance writer and writing instructor. Sometimes my symptoms would disappear completely. Other times I had bizarre tingles, pains, head issues, literally an attack to the taste buds. It wasn't that I couldn't taste food. Everything I tasted like crap, which I guess had an upside because I lost 35 pounds that I needed to lose. There are not too many upsides to MS that I can think of. But listen to the people who are going to be speaking, the MS warriors, and they will tell you what their MS means to them, how it affects them, and the impact it has on their lives. The way this is going to work, most of the warriors will introduce themselves, and you won't see me again except on a couple of occasions where I want to introduce the warrior or their song or their illustrations. But we are going to start with the trailer for introducing Selma Blair, the actress who has MS. There was a documentary made about her condition recently, and we've got the trailer. After that, you're going to see a series of MS warriors speaking. I'll come back here and there and at the end to say goodbye. So again, welcome to MS Warriors Speak, Volume 2. I hope you enjoy this show, and I'm putting enjoy in air quotes. I don't think what we're going to talk about can be enjoyable, but I think we've got some very articulate people talking about their MS, their snowflake, and the impact it has had on their life. Thank you. See you at various points during the video.
I always thought I was on a reality show, like I was in a documentary, but only God would see it and disapprove.
I'm so sorry, I can't talk right now. We're shooting the final days of my life.
There are certain people whose every minute of their life is photographed. Selma isn't that famous, but she's famous enough just to get the wrong kind of attention at the wrong time. You know, someone sees her walking with a limp. Are they going to think she's drunk? Are they going to think she's having problems?
It was the onset of MS, which is just a symptom of a really unhealthy immune system.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Things were going backwards. The meds were just making me feel worse. I'm sick today. The options ran out. A stem cell transplant is the thing that's gonna help me if anything will.
Selma's got grit like nobody.
Arthur, want to play a quick game of dodgeball?
She wants to be able to be with her son,
That was really hard.
but there's so many dangers.
You know how you called me maudlin before? You ain't seen nothing yet.
This is my first round of chemo and it's fun. And I'm watching, I go like that, and like my hair comes out. I'm like, I would like it to be as dramatic as I am.
I was told to make plans for dying. Not because I have MS, because I'm fighting MS.
I love you, Mama.
I had a complication. Suddenly it was like the most horrible pain in my heart. And I couldn't say, I can't breathe because I couldn't breathe. So empty here.
I feel like I'm in a Tom Hanks movie where he's stranded on an island. And I'm eating Wilson.
I've been given a second chance at life. I promised myself I wouldn't judge the process. And I'm judging the process. Everything beautiful that I've known, that I've encouraged other people, will it be true for me too? I'm trying to look dead for a dramatic ending.
Hello, dear ones. My name is Yulia. I'm from Romania, so you know, I'm sorry in advance for my bad English. I am 18 years old. This helps me right now. I am 18 years old and I was diagnosed with relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis about a year ago, and I can say that my life has been fully affected. Before I found out that I had multiple sclerosis, my legs hurt a lot, and with each passing day I blamed myself for not doing sports. The pain increased and I did not understand why. So my doctor said to do some tests, which in the end came out so bad, and then recommended me a neurologist. I couldn't sleep. I ended up sleeping 2 hours a night. I did not understand what was wrong with me and why this was happening to me. And then I went blind with my left eye. It was the moment when I panicked so much that I went to the emergency room, where I was hospitalized for about a week in the neurology department. After the neurologist did an MRI to me, it turned out that I had multiple lesions in my brain and my spine. I have never faced such problems before. The medication that I received was Avonex, which I have been taking for about a year. In the meantime, my sleep has adjusted. I see perfectly with my left eye. I no longer have terrible leg pain. I still have moments when my legs hurt, but not so much as to start crying. My family supports me, and we are confident that everything will be fine. Many people do not know what I am dealing with because it has not affected my personality, and the fact that I have this disease will not change me as a person. Thank you for listening to me.
Hello, my name is Dorian Goldstein, and I'm 65 years old and was diagnosed with MS about 17 years ago in 2004. In retrospect, I've had MS for much longer, maybe 10 years longer. I used to go running and sprint at the end. I was a pretty athletic guy. And anyways, when I turned 30, my right leg started dragging at the end of a run. I couldn't sprint. And it got steadily a little bit worse over the years. In 2014, came back from a ski trip, and with some friends, we shoveled our driveway, and at the end of that, my right leg was limping. So anyways, I went to the house, and it stayed that way for a few days, so my wife was concerned. I wasn't too concerned. And she said, well, maybe it's MS. And I said, I guarantee you, I do not have MS. Well, anyways. So I went to a doctor, did an MRI, and diagnosed me. And that was it then. Anyways, it went away after it was relapsing, remitting. And it went away. I was walking normally again. I started skiing again. There was no real problems. Over the years, it's gotten steadily worse until 2016. I left my job and went on disability. And I've been on disability ever since 2016. I've been working a little bit here and there because I'm a software developer. I didn't go on medications until my second exacerbation in 2008, where she put me on beta interferon, which I think helped, but I'm not sure. Again, I was walking unaided for a few years after my second exacerbation. I can't walk anymore without either two canes very slowly or a walker, again, pretty slowly. I'm convinced that if I worked out much more, I'd be better off. But that's about it. That's basically my story of MS. We moved to North Carolina about a year ago from Massachusetts. And while I was taking beta seron for all these years, my new insurance, my wife's new insurance, she works at the University of North Carolina, did not cover it. So I'm taking Kesimpta now and not noticing whether it helps or not. Anyways, I encourage everyone with that was diagnosed with RRMS, which is I bet the majority, to work out a lot, which I didn't do, and paid for it. So anyways, that's basically my story, and everybody's got a different one.
Now we're going to have a musical interlude by MS warrior Paul Digby. He's taught himself how to sing, and I think he has a wonderful voice. You'll hear his story and another song by him later in the video. Take it away, Paul.
Sorry is all that you can say. Years gone by and still words don't come easily. Like sorry, like sorry. Forgive me is all that you can say. Years gone by and still forgive me, forgive me. But you can say, baby, baby, can I hold you tonight? Maybe if I told you the right words at the right time, you'd be mine. I love you is all that you can say. Years gone by and still words don't come easily. Like I love you, I love you. But you can say, baby, baby, can I hold you tonight? Maybe if I told you the right words at the right time, you'd be mine. Baby, can I hold you tonight? Maybe if I told you the right words at the right time, you'd be mine. Baby, if I told you, baby, can I hold you? You'd be mine. Baby, if I told you, baby, can I hold you? You'd be mine. Baby, if I told you, you'd be mine.
Hello, my name is Adam Holman, and I currently live in Berkeley, Michigan, which is a suburb of the Detroit, Michigan area. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis back in 2011. I started it with the remitting relapsing diagnosis with multiple sclerosis almost 10 years ago, and it's hard to believe it has been that long. And I would say with my multiple sclerosis, things did advance. So I was remitting, relapsing for the first, let's say, 7 or 8 years, but back in 2019, everything did advance to the secondary progressive level. So not a whole lot of things have changed with my MS. I think the biggest thing is the mobility, getting around, is my body doesn't recover the same way it used to when I was first diagnosed in 2011, really then all the way through 2019. I mean, things were good. I used to be able to take little half-hour breaks and everything. But with that being said, I just had really, I think what I really focus on are the things I really have control over in my life. So again, I was diagnosed originally 10 years ago, and I would say I was high functioning, definitely the first 3 or 4 years, and now everything is a little bit more difficult and challenging. I really focus, the premise of this is taking control of the things that we do have the capability of changing in our life. So there are a lot of things I'm no longer capable of doing. I can no longer run. Walking is a lot more difficult. I can't golf anymore. And so those are 2 things that I'm really focusing on. I did start back with some personal training. And one thing that I didn't take serious enough when I was first diagnosed was all my goals and things in life. So all my goals were right in front of me in 2011. I knew they're in sight. But what I really should have done, if I could go back, tell myself something in 2011 is change your diet, change your lifestyle. I'm not saying you have to totally cut some stuff out, but for me, I pretty much have gone almost gluten-free. I try and reduce my processed food, eat a lot of healthy greens and everything, and take your vitamins, okay? So one thing I'll say is, yes, my MS has progressed, but I've had 4 MRIs done since 2020, and actually all 4 of those MRIs do not show any new lesions. So I've been through a lot of the different disease-modifying medications, and I have had to switch 6 times. So I finally did find a treatment that works well for me. Now that's not for everybody. So me, I had to change the way I worked out. 2011, I was like, I gotta work out 50, 60 minutes a day. do some cardio, do some weights, and I just realized, you know what, now, since mobility is my biggest issue, I love to do workouts where I just stay seated. I really focus. The lateral workouts are difficult, but I actually had a workout session just the other day, and the trainer was like, wow, it was really impressive what I could do. And so it was just, I'm still strong. I just have to really focus on what I can do. I'm not going to focus on what I cannot do. So that's really the premise. I will also say, you know, of all these things, I'm a parent, I'm a husband. I have two small children. Well, they're growing now. I have a 3rd grader, a 6th grader, and they are the ones that keep me motivated. I'm still able to walk and talk, and I do different things. So I work full time. Praise the Lord for the American with Disabilities Act. It does protect me with my job and everything. So I really still focus on what I can do. For example, even just the other day, I went to a group of clinicians and I taught like a CPR and healthcare course. And I can still do those things. It does make it a lot more challenging. But so again, focus on what we do have control over. And we have to fight this beast that we call MS. So he or she, they never quite go away. They're still there. But we can actually do what we are able to complete to kind of still have an active lifestyle. So again, warriors, stay strong out there. Let's tackle this beast, and we have control over some things in our life. So let's take back some control if that's something you're lacking right now. Okay, fight on, warriors. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Brandon. I have MS, multiple sclerosis. One of the biggest issues, problems that I face is I'm unable to balance at all. I need to use a cane whenever I walk. I forget words, how to say words. Ankles, knees, feet are just constant in pain. My back is always in pain as well. And the craziest experience I've had so far with MS is that at night, especially at night when I'm trying to sleep, my feet literally feel like it's in a fireplace. They are on fire. I use different creams and things like that to try to help. With the pain, but that's a new one. The pain that I have in my knees and ankles, especially my ankles, they feel like they're broken. Years ago I used to be a surfer, a skateboarder, definitely much younger than I am now, but I never had a problem with balance. And I've broken my ankles, severely injured them before, and that feels like the same thing that I have going on right now, and it's constant. And backpedaling a little bit, being a skater or surfer, as a younger age, balance was never an issue, ever. And now I am off balance all the time. Haven't had an alcoholic beverage in 3 years plus, and I walk around like I'm drunk because I have no balance at all. I have to use a cane anytime I walk, and only short distances. There's no walking long distances or anything like that. Constantly tired, all the time tired, just no energy. I wake up in the morning, take my daughter to school, and it is a struggle just for me to get out of bed, brush my teeth, go downstairs, get in the car, take her to school, get out of the car with my cane, walk into school with her, and it's just a nightmare. And I didn't know that with the form of MS that I have, well, I just really didn't do a lot of research, so I didn't realize it's a disease that can really handicap you, to a point of being in a wheelchair, not having, the ability to to eat and drink like you want to, so on and so forth. So it's been a difficult time for me. I said I was diagnosed a year ago, a little over a year ago, and during the whole diagnosis part of it, it was a nightmare to say the least. You know, multiple doctors giving me different diagnoses. You know, I was told I had Parkinson's. I was told I have cerebellum atrophy. Finally, realizing something is really wrong, I went to my doctor and I said, listen, we need to figure this out. And he goes, yeah, we do need to figure this out. You know, why you're in pain all the time? Why are you, you know, going to the emergency room because you lost sensation in your arm or your leg or anything like that? Why, you know, we need to figure something out. So sent me in for an MRI, which I'm extremely claustrophobic, so it's not fun for me. And then he called me, you know, about a week or two after the MRI, and his exact words was, "I don't want to scare you, Brandon, but I'm seeing things on the MRI that concern me." He's saying that he's seeing a lot of white spots in the brain. And then I was called back and he's like, "We want to do a spinal puncture." And I'm like, what the heck is that? And it was a spinal tap. They kind of numb the lower part of your back and they stick a needle about that long into your back, and they pull fluid out. And that was not a fun experience because while he was trying to do the spinal tap, he kept hitting different nerves in my back that would make my legs go numb or crazy, feel like they're, you know, lightning bolts, so on and so forth. It wasn't a fun experience, but you know, after everything was all said and done, you know, I lived through it. I mean, it sucked. You just said, you know, you have relapsing, remitting multiple sclerosis, MS. And I was like, okay, what do I need to do? And the first thing he said is, you need to quit drinking. I'm like, I did that 3 years ago. No problem there. And he goes, okay, well then I need you to quit smoking cigarettes. And I'm like, that one's hard. And he goes, but Brandon, the problem with cigarettes, especially for people with MS, it is a very debilitating thing when you smoke cigarettes. And, you know, and I'm not here saying that I've completely quit smoking cigarettes. You know, I still have that addiction, but, you know, I hope to be kicking that fairly quickly here. So I was newly diagnosed when I saw my MS doctor with, it was relapsing remitting MS, and now it's primarily progressive MS, which MS is a progressive disease that, you know, can debilitate anybody to an extreme. It was hard to get the message from the doctor saying that, you know, your MS is progressing. And thank you very much for watching.
Next, you're going to hear from Emily Paulson. Before and after her video, you're going to see a couple of pictures that she has created. Just like Paul Digby has taught himself how to sing, and I'm learning how to edit videos and writing my third novel, Emily has taught herself how to draw. So, picture from Emily Paulson, then her talk, and then another picture.
Hi, my name is Emily Paulson and I live in Costa Mesa, California. I was diagnosed in 2017 with relapsing remitting, but I am currently secondary progressive, although now, according to my neuro, I am progressing. I am currently on a DMT injection 3 times a week and 3,000 milligrams of GABA for nerve pain. MS took away my ability to drive, my ability to have a nightlife, which I enjoyed very, very much. I had a lot of friends. I was an interpreter for the deaf. I had a very active lifestyle. Last year, I walked an hour and swam an hour in the same day. Currently, I cannot walk an hour, no way. 10 minutes. Swimming, yes, that is my life when the pool's heated. The exhaustion is beyond belief. I have a daughter and her husband, and they are extremely supportive. I have an over-the-top helpful best friend. He does everything for me. I miss a lot as far as doing things. I'll be super motivated to do something and excited, and then I'll get up in the morning and just walking to the bathroom is completely miserable. The thought of my couch in the front room is more exciting than the thought of going anywhere most days. I'm alone a lot more than I care to admit, due to the fact that all of my friends are gone. Age does that, but MS, they don't ask me to go anywhere anymore because they know I'll flake out. I hate that word. My memory is so horrible. The short-term memory is so embarrassing, right? Long-term, still intact. I can call somebody out on anything from anywhere from 5 years ago and before that. But right here, right now, I couldn't tell you what somebody said 5 minutes ago. Maybe a summation, but it's embarrassing. Let's see. My symptoms are, like I've said so much, pain. I've had 3 spinal fusions, and I'm looking at a 4th due to MS taking away the calcium, vitamin D out of my body. I have a lesion on my spine, just found that out. So that's affecting my ability to draw, which I am an artist by trade. I love to draw. And the loneliness, the loneliness is more than I can take sometimes, and the depression and the grieving over what was, what could have been, what would I be doing now? So here I am with MS, and I doing this video, which I so reluctantly did because I don't like my picture taken, let alone a video. But I did it, and I'm proud. So again, I really, really appreciate all of you for standing strong or being at your worst. You're here, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Bye-bye.
My name is Henry Olko. I live in Bergen County in New Jersey, which is right outside of New York City.
When
I was diagnosed with MS about a week before September 11th in the New York area where I live. And that was an interesting time to be diagnosed because I was hit with the sentence, "You have MS." I didn't know what it meant. At the time, I even asked, I said, "Is this fatal?" I asked the doctor. The strange thing about September 11th, which I later realized, was that I was given this diagnosis of MS. And I felt extremely, extremely sorry for myself. How could this happen to me? And after September 11th, I realized here was a group of people who went to work, who had their whole lives ahead of them. Very similar to me, in that I had plans, I had things I wanted to do, and they went to work and something tragic happened. And their lives were changed in a split second. And I realized that, and I sort of snapped me out of my feeling sorry for myself at the time. Originally, I was diagnosed with relapsing remitting. My doctor has since said, "Hey, listen, there are probably like 30, not 5 or whatever types of MS. I don't want to label you with a specific type of MS." So from that point on, he hasn't really labeled me. It's also for insurance reasons. Once they label you with a specific type of MS, I'm limited to what drugs I can have and what drugs I can't have. Symptoms that I have now, they're really far and wide. They're as obvious as my gait and my balance are off, and I have a horrible time walking, and I need to use a walker or a scooter from going long distances. My job was in television production. I was a TV cameraman. So it was very physical, and balance was very important. And I could walk backwards with a 40-pound camera on my shoulder for, hours at a time. Now it's a hassle to go to the grocery store. Other symptoms that I have are with bladder control and bowel control. It's not pretty. I don't like to admit it, but it happens, and it's a very real problem that I have, and I have to live with it. Every day I have to think, okay, I'm going out. Did I eat? Did I go to the bathroom? Can I go to the bathroom now? Where is the bathroom? These are realities that are hit me hard. I am currently on disability. I do not work. I'm a stay-at-home dad. So I take my kids to school. I make them breakfast, get them to school. I'm fortunate enough that I can still drive. And I pick them up. I go do my best with grocery shopping with the scooter, make dinner, bring them home, and get dinner on the table. And that takes up that with doctor's appointments, believe it or not, and therapies and physical therapy take up the entire day. It's a far change from what I was used to. I joke with my wife that I was in charge of 30 people for a special with Katie Couric for CBS at the White House. And I was in charge of all those people. Now I, sit at the park with my scooter nearby and wait for my kids to play or go home and need help in the grocery store. As far as drugs, I am currently off label using Rituxan, which is a medication similar to Ocrevus. It's actually a cousin of Ocrevus that I use, and it's an IV that I get twice a year. And it takes all day, and then a second IV is followed up 2 weeks later. And knock on wood, that seems to be holding off and keeping my MRIs clear. I still have difficulties even though I'm taking the medication. The medication is by no means a cure. I do take a round of steroids with the medication to prevent allergic reaction. That round of steroids give me a little zip to my step. Also puts me in a really lousy mood for a while. I joke with the doctors. I said, you know, you can't give me the steroids that make me all buff and physical. You have to give me the ones that make me bitchy and make my face break out, don't you? That's not fair. Relationships with other people have really, really suffered. My friends, I should call them, have, for the most part, disappeared. I am in a position where friends didn't know what to say or what to do with me. So in that sense, they kind of all went to the wayside. And it's certainly been hard being social and doing things when I'm in this situation where I'm constantly worrying about going out where the bathroom is, and I can't walk, and being a scooter and not being mobile, and where can I go out? And it's been very, very hard. I miss the spontaneity of life. You know, one of the things the programs I worked for, they used to say the secret to their success was flexibility. The fact now I need to plan every single thing. I can't just hop in the car and go. I need to plan it out, figure out the approach, figure out, are there steps? How am I getting around? It's very difficult still, and I miss that spontaneity. I've often thought, what would life be like if I could walk again? Would I be happy if I had all my balance back and I could run? Would that be great? And I have to say, there's a part of me that misses that, and I wish that were back. Newly diagnosed with MS, what would I say to them? I would say it's not a death sentence. You have to slow down. Nothing is going to happen with your life overnight and change in a matter of hours. So you need to really make decisions appropriately and find the right members of a team. Your doctors and your nurses are your team members. You have to be comfortable with them, and you have to find the right person. And you say, well, how do I know if I have the right person? You'll know it when you have it and you feel comfortable with it. I went to enough doctors. I had second, third, fourth, fifth opinions. And after a while, you realize, all right, I'm comfortable with this person, X, Y, Z, and Y. That's the most important thing I would probably pass on. I feel lousy, you know. but I try to put a positive spin on things. It's hard sometimes, and I fall, and I certainly have my moments. My kids and my wife will tell you where I scream at them and I yell at them, or I fall down, or I have an accident with, uh, the bathroom. Um, and it's very hard to be positive. Um, Winston Churchill once said in a quote that I love, he said, when you're going through hell, keep going. Um, and I have to believe that no matter what life throws at you, what difficulty there is, don't stop. You got to keep going. And we got to keep fighting this disease and keep fighting for our lives. What am I going to do? Curl up in a corner and wither away and die? No, sorry, not doing it. And, MS does not have me. I have MS.
Next, we're going to see a talk by Randy Hewling, also known as Random Ran, random_ran on YouTube. Before he talks, you'll see an illustration that he has created. And after his talk, we're going to have a musical video interlude by Random Ran. Again, if you go to YouTube, search random_ran, and you will see his favorite videos and other videos that he has created.
Hello, my name is Randy Hewling. I've been diagnosed with MS since 2016, September 1st, so I've had it for about 5 years now. What I do to cope with it is I used to draw a lot. Now my body won't allow me to draw because of this dumb disease. So I switched over to making music, my second love, and that's primarily how I cope with it. It's affected my day-to-day aspects of like my day-to-day life. By walking, I can't do that good. I need to be assisted, so I use my walker or a wheelchair or electric scooter, which it is what it is, man. It is, my disease is definitely taking a toll on me and my body, and then my wife and my kids have to deal with all the issues that come with my MS. So that kind of sucks that they got to experience it as well. But again, it is what it is. I can't do nothing about it. It's what I got. It's a card I got dealt. So I just got to play with the cards the best we can. It's a shitty disease. No getting around it. Nothing good has come out of it besides I got closer with my kids and my wife, but and some friends, but you realize who your true friends are. They call on you, check on you, see how you're doing, send you a text message. Just as simple like, I love you, man. It means a lot. And then, it also scares people too. Like some of my family and some friends as well. They don't want to admit that I have this. They don't want to realize I have it, I should say. But I have it. I can't do nothing about it. I just got to try my best every day. Every day is harder and harder to do things. Like the simplest things are now the hardest things to do. Like tying your shoes. You learn how to do that as a young age. And now, you need help tying your shoes again. That kind of sucks. You need help putting on a shirt. You need help putting on pants. You need help putting on a sweater. You need help putting on socks. But again, like I think like someone said before, this is snowflake disease. Everybody who has MS, everybody's different that has MS. You know, some people can be affected shortly after they've been diagnosed. And some people have very few relapses, few and far between. Some people are just screwed. Some people are lucky with this disease. But the only good thing, like I said, to come out of it is closer with my family and friends that want to be around. You know, and the ones that don't want to be around, I don't hold it against you. Like, whatever. You're scared, you're scared. You don't want to have anything to do with me, that's fine. You don't have to have anything to do with me. I just wish people would understand that I can't do a lot of things I used to be able to do. So for anyone out there watching this, I want to say, don't take the small things for granted. We all do. Until one day you can't do that small thing. And then you wish you could. Wish it could be so simple. It's not. So anyone who's newly diagnosed, just stay positive. Try to have a good head on your shoulders. Try to have a good mental aspect of it, of this. Because mentally it'll drain you. Physically it'll drain you. So just be prepared for that. Again, my name is Randy Hewling. Take it easy.
Hey everyone, my name is Carrie Matthewson. I'm from Florida. I have MS. I was diagnosed in 2016 with relapsing remitting. In law enforcement, I retired March of this year, 2021. How MS has impacted my life. Well, I didn't know I had MS, obviously, until 2016. I had a few weird things come up during my career. I just complained to my primary care physician. At one point, it was dizziness, lightheadedness, waking up. They did some tests. Nothing came of it. One time at work, we were chasing some burglary suspects, and I fell flat on my face. No idea what happened. There was no level ground change in between. I've always been fit. I've been a runner, and we just laughed it off as some random trip. Both bad guys were caught from breaking and entering to a gas station. I had a recruit with me. He had a good laugh. He remember seeing the taser light on the back of the suspect just go straight down to the floor. He turned around and that's where I was. But he kept going like he should. All was said and done, all was safe. No idea why that happened, but it did. So after my diagnosis in 2016, I was a detective at the time for crimes against children, and I continued to push through. I did all the fitness stuff that I needed to do. The sheriff's office was aware of it. That was all fully disclosed. The stress, I could feel the stress literally killing me. I'd have more symptoms, and I'm like, I gotta make a change. But I stayed there for 2 years because it was my job. I'd been there, so in 2016, I started in 2007, almost 9-10 years at that point. So that was my life. So I made a change. I took a demotion to demote myself to a desk job. I was still a deputy, but even that was stressful. I hung in there until I retired. So that was 2018, 2019, and I made it to 2021, and I said enough was enough. The stress, getting up 12-hour shifts every day. I'd have symptoms here and there at work. I did lose my vision one time at work and got transported to the hospital. Couple week recovery until I was past the vision test to go back to work. But yeah, so post sheriff's office, life is good. It's different. I've been able to go to the gym. I go to the YMCA Monday through Friday. Obviously I'm not working to build muscle, but it's just to keep my hands moving and keep moving stuff. Some days are better than others. It's super funny when I'm there because my sister goes with me. And I push and I push and I'm just shaking some days, and other days it's just a normal push. And then some days I shake the whole way. And it's super lightweight. It's something easy that I can pick up, but it helps. Everybody has good days and bad days. My daily symptoms are numbness. My really bad days I use a cane. Otherwise, you wouldn't know any different. The only visible thing that I have is when I go to smile, that happens. I can't control it. It just, my left side's obviously worse than my right, but it does it a little bit. And my left is super crazy and it just goes crazy. And that, ever since that relapse, when the relapse happened, it did it all the time. Even when I was talking or anything where this would crease right here. But now only when I go to smile can you really see it. So it's a good thing. Lowering stress levels helped a ton. I try not to, I don't want to say worry about the MS on a daily basis, but I try to live my life. I take a lot of breaks. Doing laundry is a couple-day process. My master bedroom's upstairs, the kids' bedrooms are upstairs, laundry is downstairs. So one day I'll bring it all down. I may or may not start a load or two, but it never gets put away in the same day unless I have help. The kids will sometimes take their laundry and put it away, but they're 7 and 5, and that's not an everyday, hey, let's do it today, they're gonna put it away. It doesn't work. I had a bucket list item of going skydiving. I'll send a picture of that. That was the best day ever. It was a good day. I woke up no numbness. I got to land on my feet, and it was just a blessing kind of a day that I got to experience that. And I did that a couple days ago. But the gym has helped a ton to stay with moving my muscles and keeping it keeping the strength that I do have. I lost a lot of strength on my left side in a relapse. But symptom-wise, I mean, the face, the numbness, the tremors at night. Usually it's at night when I have those. Muscle relaxers have done wonders for that. I do the Tysabri infusion every 28 days, and that seems to have stabilized most of my relapses. But I like to tell myself lowering my stress level and retiring from the sheriff's office has done wonders. I did get to retire, medical retirement, so I get to collect the pension, which helps supplement the income with my husband. That's been a blessing. But really, I just would tell people to hang in there and keep pushing through, because you just got to find what works for you and what makes you happy. I will share that I don't want to say that I was depressed, but I wasn't fully happy to where I could have been, and I didn't realize that until I helped coach my son's baseball team. And yes, in Florida it gets really, really hot, but I've been able to use an ice vest that I put on before the game starts or practice starts, and it has, I think, like 11 pockets of a little square ice pack that I put in, and I feel like I'm giving back in a way to do that, which is helpful for me to still be, I don't want to say needed, but a little of that I'm helping those kids play some baseball, and I love sports, so that is a blessing as well. Live your life, guys. Get through it, fight it. You can't beat it yet, but I'm going to beat it in my own way. So what I can do. But again, Carrie Mathewson from Florida, MS Warrior, here we go.
I do not want to get up. I do not want to get up. Hi, I'm Mike Szymanski. I have progressive multiple sclerosis. I guess it's great that I have a disease that not only has my initials but my politics. I am achy. I have a terrible headache. I have numbness on the right side of my body, and I slept about 4 hours. Went to the bathroom about 6 times this last night, which is pretty average. It's usually 6 to 8 or 10 times. But I just don't want to get up. I'm so tired and achy. I live alone in this beautiful house in the Hollywood Hills, and the Chinese Theater is only a couple of blocks away. The Hollywood Bowl is across the street, and I want to take you on a day of what I deal with and how I deal with it and how I try to keep fighting and deal with the dangers of living with MS. But thanks to a group of guys I talk to online twice a week, the MS Warriors, I've learned to hang in there. So this is the medication closet and my little rotation of meds that I have, and I literally take all of those. I take gabapentin to go to sleep and Provigil to stay awake. It's like uppers and downers, it's terrible. And then I have this sildenafil, which is supposedly my neurologist suggested I try it. It's like for Viagra, but frankly, that doesn't work either. So there it is. That's what I have every day. I was diagnosed in 2000. I'm 61 years old now. I became vegetarian, which I think helped. And it certainly helped my my kidney stones, which is something we with MS are prone to. I had 3 kidney stone surgeries, don't want to go through that again. So becoming vegetarian, I think, helped that. And also drinking 64 ounces, that's this much every day, minimum. We got to drink a lot of water with MS. So down the hatch. So 3 days a week I come to martial arts, and one of my biggest inspirations and motivators has been my sensei. He doesn't look like much, but he's a powerhouse and a big inspiration.
Hi, Sensei Michael. I gotta tell you, a few things to say about Mike Szymanski. First of all, I'm always of the belief that anybody could do martial arts. There's never a reason you shouldn't be able to do it. Get up in the morning and do it. But one of the things that I remember, and I tell everybody about Mike, well, I don't use his name when I tell it, but as I say, I got this guy, and he calls me up one morning, he says, Sensei Michael, I didn't even feel like I wanted to get up out of bed. I didn't feel like I wanted to wake up. I just felt like I didn't want to exist anymore. And then I thought I had martial arts. So I came in. So basically, Mike's an inspiration to everybody who has any challenge at all, including MS, obviously. And obviously there are things that you're going to do to adapt it differently, which Mike does. But Mike is my inspiration, actually, and I tell everybody that.
Oh, you can make me cry. So one of the things I do that really keeps me moving, which you need to do with MS, is yoga. I try to come out here twice a week, but I definitely come out here for Tyler Tuesdays because Tyler of Hollywood Forever is here, and he's my guru and yoga instructor.
It's such a pleasure to have Mike as a student and to know this is part of his healing process. The yoga we practice is Kundalini, which helps us awaken our Shakti energy, which helps us heal. So I think we all need to heal in some way. Left knee goes down. Arms come up with the crescent moon. Slight bend in the back. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale. Take another inhale. Heads back down. Back into down dog. Now let's lift the left leg up. Knee to nose, arch the back as you step it through to the palm. Right knee down this time. Raise up in the crescent moon.
You gotta have something to fight for. I mean, I fight for these guys. and my garden. And I'll fight to stay here as long as I can. One of the things I think that guys with MS should have is goals, big and small, something to fight for. One of my big goals that I did was create my tombstone, modeled after my sofa and my dachshunds. And it's comfortable and people sit on it, and I love it. It's pretty great. I couldn't afford it, but I had the plans, and I lost my relationship of 24 years, partly because of MS, because he couldn't deal with the progressive illness that I was having. I don't plan on dying of multiple sclerosis, and I don't plan on dying anytime soon. I'm not gonna go by falling out of an airplane or something like that, jumping out of an airplane, but I'm going to, I don't know, maybe want to die in bed with a lover or two, maybe murdered by a jealous lover. That'd be good. Well, that was a typical day for me dealing with my MS, and the best advice I can give you is try to stay positive and do the best that you can do every single day, and keep on fighting, MS warriors, because no one else is going to do it for you. Fade to black.
Hi, my name is Matthew Price, and I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in November 2004, 17 years ago, actually, this month. At the time of diagnosis, I definitely was not going to have MS control me or define me, and I was going to fight back with everything I could, not only for myself, but also for my family. So it was actually in 2014 when my MS actually started to get a bit more challenging. And at that time, I started to research and learn a lot more about hematopoietic stem cell transplant, HSCT. And I actually had successful HSCT in February 16 to halt the progression of my MS. Since then, my heart really has been to encourage others with MS that all is not lost, especially men, guys with MS. Because of the pandemic last year, the majority of the MS groups nationwide had actually shut down. So in May of 2020, I really felt led to start an opportunity for men to get together each week. So since then, I've been hosting a Men with MS get-together each Monday and Thursday. We have men, guys, all across the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. This is an opportunity where we as men can lean on and lean into each other. We discuss everything under the umbrella of MS: symptom management, meds, relationships, nutrition, routines, and other issues surrounding multiple sclerosis. In addition, we actually started an organization several months ago called Modified by MS. Modified by MS has given us the opportunity to help educate, motivate, and encourage others to be the best that they can be. So whether you are one who has been diagnosed with MS, a family member, or maybe even providing care support to someone who has MS, we're here to connect with you. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, as well as our website, modifiedbyms.net. Within the website has a list of several upcoming different events and speakers. So everyone to remember, we are not broken, we're not defeated, we're just modified.
Coming up, we're going to hear Paul Digby's talk. Remember, you've seen a musical video by Paul Digby. After his talk, you're going to hear him sing another song. Paul, take it away.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Paul. I was born in the UK and I've lived in Ohio, here in the USA, for almost 20 years. In the year 2000, I was diagnosed with MS. When I was diagnosed, I was told I'd had it probably since my mid-teens, which was no surprise to me. I guess I had relapsing remitting MS and I didn't know what was going on, and I just battled through it. Trying to get a diagnosis is very hard. And I had too much else going on, so I didn't spend as much time on that as perhaps I should have done. When I was diagnosed here in the USA, it was said to be a classic case, and very quickly was determined that I have secondary MS. Very few remissions. But remissions I do have, as many people do. What has MS done to me? How has it affected my life? First of all, I think it's made me a better person when I look at other people with various illnesses and what they might be going through. And I'm able to step back and say, yeah, I understand what you're going through. Not everything shows. It took a very, very long time for my diagnosis because I look well. No one would have known there was a problem. But my life was deeply impacted. I had to stop work. One day I suddenly realized I could no longer work. It wasn't possible anymore. And I didn't know what to do because nobody knew what the problem was. This deep hurt, pain, fatigue, muscle spasms, cognitive issues that no other people didn't notice, but I knew that I was losing some cognitive issues. It is heartbreaking to know that you are a more full person than other people are realizing. And I think we all have to deal with that. I tried all the normal sort of medications that are given for MS, and I understand how they come onto the market and why people use them. And for some people, I think they do help. And I'm all for it, but not for me. It didn't work. I tried everything. The medications that are generally prescribed helped me for a little while. The most expensive medications, Avonex, Copaxone and others, actually made me worse on a daily basis for 3 years. Literally, I had flu for 3 years, basically. Wasn't a good move. So I came off those, and I don't use medications now. But I look at my life and I say, so how's it affected me? One of the biggest effects that I think that you and I, anyone with MS past a certain degree, is going to have to deal with is how are we going to operate in the world when we can't do all the things we used to do? And when we can't do the social interaction that we all need so much with others, we cannot make appointments and always keep them. We can't go to parties and events and spend time and go on holiday with our friends and know that we're going to be okay to do the whole thing. It's not going to happen. You know, I'm a builder. I design things, I create things, I build on the home, I make the environment lovely. And it's really important to me to do that. I am exhausted now. You are probably exhausted as well, many of you. How do we use our time? How do we turn down invitations? How do we accept an invitation to go and do something that we really want to do? COVID aside, and know that we can only be at the event for 40 minutes or an hour, and then we have to back off and come home because there's nothing left. That is a challenge that we all have to learn how to cope with. We want communication with others. We want time. We want to enjoy our lives. How do we orchestrate that? One of the biggest issues that people with MS and other issues, diseases of the kind that we have to deal with is how to navigate life without feeling guilty. I feel guilty that I can't spend the time with my friends that I want to. I feel guilty when I have to turn down an invitation to an event which is too much for me. Or at the last minute I have to write and say, look, I'm really sorry, I wanted to be there, but I couldn't. Or turn up at an event and say, look, I can only be here for an hour. I've had to learn how to manage that and to recognize I'm not guilty. I'm so lucky in my life, my friends and my family understand. And if I say I can only make 30 minutes, 40 minutes, then I have to leave. And they understand. I am very lucky, but many people are not. Others do not understand. But stay firm, because you need to look after yourselves. If you extend your energy too far and then there's none, you can be dead to the world for a month, 2 months, 3 months. You can't do it. You have to learn to pace what you have, because that is what you have to offer the world. You cannot do any more than that. It's what you can do. You need to accept it, I think. It's not fun. My friend Paul Lima, who is arranging all of this stuff that we're doing in our communications, he has shifted from his previous life where he didn't need to orchestrate his time, but Paul has orchestrated his time into this. And it's valid, and it's useful, and it's very helpful. His giving to the world, his feeling good about what he's doing, rightfully so. Multiple sclerosis made him do that, even though he has daily problems and headaches that you and I probably don't understand. He still does it. Me, I was trained in concert to be a concert pianist. I found that I couldn't do that anymore. My hands seized up. I would keep on going back and trying. And I'd work for months to get back to where I was. And I'd just get there, and then I'd find that my hands seized up. I couldn't do it. That was a dead end. We cannot live on what we used to be able to do. We have to live with what we can do. And I realized I can't do that. That's actually a waste of my energy. So I started to compose, where I had to use the keyboards that I'm used to using less, and I could create music. And then I realized that was actually getting quite hard for me because of MS as well. And so I started to sing, because the one thing I do is make a lot of noise out of this lot. I can make a lot of noise. And I decided to learn to sing, and that's now my communication to the world. We have to find something. We need to learn to accept what we can't do and make the very best of what we can. And there is something there for everyone. Everyone has something to offer. You do, I do, Paul does. Just do the best you can and recognize that you not being able to do things should not make you feel guilty. It's not your fault. No one's perfect. Lose the guilt, do the very best you can, pace yourself, and just keep going. And beautiful things can happen to all of us. That's me.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
I hope you felt that MS Warriors Speak Volume 2 was worth watching. If you're interested in watching Volume 1, go to paullima.com/ms and click on the link. To conclude, I'd like to say just a little bit about me. I have what many of the people in this video talked about have. MS, obviously. It manifests itself mostly in my legs. I walk with a cane. I have had many other symptoms, though, over the 22 years that I've had MS. I'm 66 years old, so technically old enough to have retired. But as a writer-trainer, I thought I would go well into my 70s, that I wouldn't stop working until my fingers stopped working, my voice stopped working. So my MS has forced me into retirement. How do I spend my day? Making videos like this, writing. I'm working on my third novel called Family Tree. I have written a novel called Chronic, a sick novel. 4 characters with various ailments move into a house together and life happens. The main character, his name is Paul. He has MS. He was a writer-trainer, but he's not me. Chronic is a work of fiction. Beyond that, I don't do a heck of a lot. I read, I watch TV, good stuff, mostly British TV, British dramas, and good movies, and make videos about me and my MS. Thank goodness my wife is a real trooper. She understands what I'm dealing with. The partner of everybody with MS, their partners sometimes don't understand. They're confused. They think that those of us with MS are faking it. I'm here to tell you I am not. I was a writer-trainer. I loved my work. I wouldn't give it up unless I had to. I am a writer. I am a person with MS, but I'm also Paul Lima, writer and video maker. And with that, I guess I'll say thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video, the music, the artwork, the talks by my fellow MS warriors. Take care of yourself.